Hello, and welcome to our first episode of probably an endless journey in my original fantasy world. Or we could call it more like an episode 0, session 0, with character creation. So stay till the end, because that's where you get to decide the path of this story. So if you don't want to miss future episodes of this as well, don't forget clicking on that subscribe button, because that's how you won't miss any of my future what if scenarios in One Piece or other anime, future episodes of this fantasy story or other fantasy stories in the future. But for now, I want to tell you something else. I specifically didn't add any music to this video so that you can add whatever OST or other songs that you would like to the video yourself. This will be the case for most parts of these fantasy stories, because I would love to add some songs or soundtracks to these parts of different locations or moments, events in the stories, but they would just get me copyright struck. So here I gave you the opportunity to add whatever music you want to add yourself. But now let's get into this character creation, or let's just call it the birth of our first protagonist. And from here on out, this is not Pyro talking anymore, but the gods of that world, or that universe, or whatever it's in total. But now let's go over there. Everybody, we gathered here for another creation process. This new child is still a mystery, even to us. Yeah. And maybe that child can finally give me some entertainment. Oh, you. These mortals are not here for our amusement. It is our job to guide them and let them be safe. Sure. Let's get into it. I'll do the first spin. Now, let's get straight to it. Let's see. Now, show me the number. Okay, baby, let's go. I mean, it could have been higher, but we can take that. We take those. An average life is fine, even though it's below average. Sorry, boy. Maybe I could have spent this better. This was a good one, but I'll do the second one. Yeah, man, let's go spin the wheel and maybe give him a higher number than me so he can actually achieve something in life.
Now do it! Be over 500, please! I've bet on this with my wife, please do it! Oh no! Well, I mean, it's a good number, but it's not what I bet with my wife, but ugh, man.
No. Don't make too much noise here. Even people with low numbers can achieve great things in the future. So, now it's my turn. How much mana will this child have? This will decide how much magic they can use and how much powerful spells they can cast in one battle. So, this is a decent amount. There have been great mages even with lower amounts of mana, so I believe that even this child can achieve great things. Whoever came up with this gambling style creation process, what's wrong with you? Creating new life should be more like cooking, not like gambling. That's something that only crazy people do. This method was given to us by the ancient gods. Apparently it was already in use when we were born in our respective worlds. But all of the other things, we need to let this continue and decide what this child has. So let's go. This is the power of their magic, to see how strong they will be. And I have to say, this one might be strong enough to take over something as a magic emperor. This is almost the maximum amount they could achieve with their magic powers. I have not expected anything less from my spin. So this is how you work here, huh? I always thought it would be more complex and, how would I say it, divine? Some things don't need to be overly complicated. Creating life is one of these things. It shows even us gods that not everything is in our hands. Now go on, young one. Do your first ever spin as a god.
Okay, whoever or whatever you might be, once you are born, please don't hate me for this. Oh God, did I do it wrong? Is this fine? No. Is this okay? I think I did good. I think he can work fine with this. Maybe it works for him. Oh jeez.
Man, this spin was weak, man. Weak as shit, bro. Let me help you practice for next time, buddy. You can achieve even higher numbers, just like me. Okay, forget that. I spinned myself very horribly this time, but together we can for sure achieve high numbers in the 900s for next time.
I'm sure I still have a lot to learn, and all of you have been gods for way longer than me, so please teach me.
Don't waste my time teaching these newbies. This child needs to be finished so that I can return to my own matters. So let's continue with the next spin. And don't bother me with teaching this new child here, this new god. He deserves no time of mine. And this child that is going to be born in the future, he's probably not going to live much long on his own. He will need a lot of help. This number is not that impressive. Not cool, man. I would bet that you were as confused as this young one. When you became a god, I bet that you didn't know how to do all of these things here as well. And if you left new gods alone, it would end in chaos for the mortals. Even though chaos does sound entertaining. When I became a god, things were different. You wouldn't understand. You're way too energetic for it. No. Let us not get sidetracked. Only one spin left for the child. Let me be the one to decide its defensive powers. Because the power of one's defense can change everything in this world. Even with a bad constitution, a highly defensive person can achieve everything. And this is a decent number. He will for sure be powerful enough to fight. And with the right armor and equipment, he will achieve everything that he wants to. And if he doesn't want to achieve anything, that's good as well. He may do whatever he wants to do. So yeah, I guess that's it. Right. Call me for the next mortal. We need, personally, not every mortal is going to be done by us, and that would be a waste of time for all of us gods, but there's always this special circumstance. No, there's still one thing left. This child has been allowed a special spin. You know, not every child is allowed a special spin, but a few chosen ones have the chance to acquire special powers. So now, let's continue and see what this child may receive. I say, what? It's been quite some time since the last special spin. This is getting me hyped up. I say the new one does the spin, okay? Are you alright with that?
Me? But this special spin isn't it really important? What if I mess up the life of this child? He could be mad for me. What if he comes here at some point in the future? I don't want to be judged by a new person. I don't want to.
Oh no. It can just change the future of this mortal completely. Nothing that matters to us gods. Go on and do the special spin. They have a low chance of doing anything to begin with. Just go for it, young one.
Oh, okay. Here goes nothing. Let's see. Will this one have a special ability, or will he be normal like the most other people? What? What does this mean? He has a second soul in his body? A powerful magician? Is this... But with his magic powers, isn't this going to be a problem for the world? The balance of the mortals?
No. Just relax. Everything is going to be fine. We can work this out, or just let everything be. We need to make sure that the world flourishes and grows. So maybe this person, with the help of an ancient mage, can achieve things that even we didn't think of. So let's just continue. Now, this is really everything. Send the mortal to the green planets. The green planet Duke Lights. The messengers will decide in which region this child will be born. So, all of you, get back to your own work. And now, let's do our thing. And this child will be born pretty soon. And now, we are back here. This has been what I would call episode 0 and the creation of the character. I didn't expect some of these scenarios because, as you know, these are spins on a random picker wheel. I have no power of the stats that the character might have or the special abilities they might have. Like the special abilities, let me tell you the numbers for that in a quick session. The special abilities are, you basically have, where's the number here? Let me show it to you. The chance of not getting a special ability is the highest part. You saw the big green spot. And the highest part of not getting a special ability is like a chance of 3,000 in a total of like, I guess it's about, if it's like 3/4 of this power are nothing. And this person was lucky enough to get a special power. So he's in these special 3,000, like 1/4 of the people were special enough to get these. But not every human is special enough to even get the chance on this special wheel. But he was. So let's continue. Now that this job is done, I need to go to the messengers, and the messengers need to decide where this person will be born and a few other things. And that's your job. You guys are what's going to be called the messengers in this universe, or in this realm of possibility. In the world that, or in the continent that this child is going to be born on, it's not a single continent, on this place, or this world where the child is born, the green planet Duke Lights. There are 6 regions to choose from, and you have to choose one of the regions to pick. So there are the Southern Ice Continent, the Swamp Forest Continent, the Forest Plain Continent, the Desert Continent, the Burnt Continent, and the Northern Ice Continent. These 6 regions are all completely different, and depending on what you choose, the potential story and all of the encounters our protagonist might have will change completely and drastically. So it's something I would say you choose wisely. If you want to get back to what the continents are, just rewind a bit and listen to it as often as you need and think about it wisely, because this is going to be important for this campaign or this story until we finish with this first season. Plus, you can also choose or recommend potential plot points for the future, or make decisions for the characters in the story. Like, if you want the character to be a commoner, or maybe a slave, or the opposite. What if he's a noble, or potentially even the crown prince or princess? Everything is possible, and you can decide that. You just need to tell me in the comments. So, for today, the decisions are the continent the story will play in, and you can also already give me ideas for what sort of background the main characters maybe have, or what sort of beginning adventure they might have in the first episode that might come. And let me already tell you, this is not going to be weekly, because I'm going to take my time to make sure that all these episodes are worked out very nicely and fleshed out, and we will learn more about this world together, because this is going to be a lot of random things that I have no control over to make this story more entertaining, in my opinion. In this story, the main character will be a human. But in other future stories, after we finish the first 12 episode season of this character, can be all the other fantasy races or other things that you know and are just out there in all kinds of manga, fantasy stories, or other things. And you will even be able to decide the race of the main character in the upcoming stories. This series can kind of be seen as a solo D&D, with you the viewers deciding and changing the flow of the story, or we can also call it a campaign. But I am, in the end, the dungeon master, and I write the story for our character. You only make a few decisions. That's also why I created a whole system around this to make sure that all the battle encounters that might come are not entirely in my power. As you saw, I rolled for the stats of the character, and these stats are only their maximum stats in the respective, like, different parts. We have strength, speed, mana, magic, constitution, defense, and mental power. And this person has a high magic stat, if you saw that correctly and remember. So I'm very excited, especially because he also has a second soul in his body with an ancient or powerful magician. This is like a coincidence that I could have not prepared any better, even if I wanted to. But the starting stats of these characters, because this character, he's probably going to be, he or she, haven't decided that yet, is probably going to be 15 years at the end, at the start of the story. How old he is at the end, or they are at the end of the story, let's see, because I still think this 12 episode season is not going to be longer than a year or anything. He might be between 15 and 16 or something. And I say he because that's just how my mind works. I'm bad. So I just want to say, I would really appreciate if you could press the like button on this episode to maybe show YouTube that this sort of method of this series can work. And if you want to experience more of this and share your ideas and adventure projects and all these things with me, just subscribe and let's make this number that I currently have grow to make sure that we one day can do this even more and even more professionally. So I'm excited to share of this adventure with you in the future, and I can't wait to do episode 1 of our probably magic-oriented story of that human. Until then, I hope that all of you stay beautiful, healthy, and most importantly, hot. And don't forget cultured as well. This has been Pyro Prima, and we will see each other again on Monday for the next part of Shadow Piece. Until then, take care. Pyro out.